because that is also a way to in addition to your institutional researcher, the Gucci Memorial Institute of Medical Research, I'm also a member of this. It helps, yeah. So there are small things more do to amplify in addition to
to what Kingsley has just said. Why making presentations maybe on Brule or so? Can we use logo on the slides? BU LABNET logo, just as our institutional logo, we also use on the slides. Is it allowed to show that we are masking? To show that we are also members of the.
Yeah, I think it should be possible to use the logo. Anything that will send a message and also raise people will ask, oh, even those who are not aware, what does this logo mean? Then it's also part of the way to disseminate. So these ones, I suggest, let us all try to be more proactive in doing so, so that people get to know about the network. Yeah.
Okay, so let's carry on. So flyers and posters. So we'll track the number of whether we have flyers and whether we've presented posters at big meetings. So we'll track that to know whether.
For example, it's a very good publicity stuff.
Yeah.
And if they have it in French, for example, they can print and give every lab one. So when you have meetings internally, you can also use it. Yeah.
Yeah. So so the pull up that is here, we could have English and French. We can pull it up at our meetings so that people know about the BU Lab network. It's a good way of distributing. Oh, hello.
I would also suggest that the network put up stands at big meetings like ASCMH and some other international meetings, that we have our stand and we have booklets or flyers to showcase the.
So having a stand to show our presence at the big meetings, it's also a good idea. Okay. Can you scroll down? Let's see what we have left on that list, please.
And it, may I suggest that the coordinating center sends the electronic copies to member labs. You can develop this in your own countries so that there's no shipping cost, and you all print one of these at least for meetings or for your offices. I think it will be a good thing. So Numfor, you send this in high resolution, very high resolution, printable version, English and French to all members, and we encourage you to print and use them in your respective countries.
So that has been captured. Numfor?
There is a comment online. Can I? Okay. From Wendy, this IS entity hosts webinars on entities, so we can try to get a webinar there. They do also publicity for it. The second comment, other option is to make a course for Open WHO on molecular diagnostics for Borreliosa on behalf of your network. It's also exposure. Thank you.
Okay, so courses and also doing webinars hosted by the ISNTD is suggested as an option. So I think that one is on webinars, organizing webinars. So the number of webinars we are able to organize or participate in as a network, we could track that to see how successful we have been and whether we've been visible. So the number of webinars That's the last point, the number of webinars. And we could look at the ISNTD webinars, see if we can get ourselves in there as an example. Yeah, suggested. Okay, so now let's quickly go through the responsibility. Who does what? Let's do it quickly so that we can give Sarah the chance to be able to continue with the meeting because we are running late. So for the social media handles, Twitter, I think the responsibilities rest on the members. I think the responsibility rests on members and the coordinating center. So anything, and partners, coordinating center partners. Together, we need to get the social media handles busy. Should everything go through the coordinating center before it's posted, or should people just do it freelance?
Well, I think that one individuals can do it. The ones coming from coordinating center, if they wish, they could also pass it around for any of us to also comment before they post. Yeah. But if you are individual, you are posting something on your activity or a link that is already public link, I think there is no harm.
Security issue, how we can coordinate or select to avoid some yeah, because like this, if everybody do, and it can be a problem.
Yes, I appreciate your point. I mean, making sure that we remain politically correct so that we don't post things that will sort of implicate the network in any way, put us in a bad light. I think it's a good point, and all members are responsible for this. We need to, maybe the coordinating office will do a small SOP for us, how we behave with this, because we need to be sort of guided a little bit, even though the responsibility rests on us. Yes. So that we know how to behave. So maybe the coordinating center can give us a one-page SOP on how we behave on the social media thing, so that if people are not respecting it, then they can be corrected that, master, the thing that you did or you posted is not giving the network putting it in a good light. So
Prof, that is why that's why I said it must be scrutinized first. Otherwise, too many cooks spoil the broth. Thank you.
I will, if we put too many layers, nothing will get done. Meaning that let's assume that we are responsible. You are doing something in Nigeria, you want to share that information briefly. That okay, we went for, in our lab, we are able to do this, or we went for case detection and we found, I mean, just some basic news that you as a person posting it should see it as an important news. It's not to post anything. It should be an important news that you feel that people should know. I mean, does not necessarily have to be linked to the network. When you put copies in your Twitter, you can put the network Twitter, but I think it's individual responsibility on using the social media. There are things you won't post on social media and you should not post them. And whatever you post, just also note that it must be good. That's all. Yeah. Because otherwise we will burden the coordinating center, checking everything I want to write, even WhatsApp I want to post. They want to check that it's correct. I think Sarah will die. Yeah.
Just to suggest yeah, it's okay. Okay, perhaps just to give the opportunity or the option that the coordinating team can cancel or can correct something if it is not in the good way. Just this option between us.
Okay, so if you are not sure about what you are going to post, please check with the coordinating center. Otherwise, then, all the credibility we have built is going to collapse. So there's huge responsibility on each and every one of us. And I mean, what my thinking is that the longer the messages you write, the likelihood that you make mistakes. Usually when it's short, one sentence, usually it's, 2 sentences, you are likely not to make a mistake. You are talking a lot and writing a lot of things, you may make a mistake. We are human beings. So maybe that is also a guide. Okay. Any last comments? And then, yeah.
To buttress and support that suggestion, I will suggest that the coordinating center develop something like a social media etiquette, a document, and share among all the networks so that will guide us in whatever we want to post on social media. Once we have that, it will be binding. Social media etiquette.
Okay, so how to behave on the social media handles. I mean, one page, simple. We all know that if you are going to post something, you have to ask yourself 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions, 4 questions. You satisfy it, then you post it. If it's going to hurt the network in any way, you say, okay, this one, I'm not going to post this one. And I think, that one, the coordinating center can give us a little guide to guide us in our behavior. Okay. And we move on scientific publication. I think it rests mainly with the coordinating center and the scientists that are responsible. So the coordinating center and then the scientists, I think we are responsible for that. And yeah, I think there are many hands trying. Okay, I think this was a good discussion. I like the way people are participating. Yes, Kingsley, you were going to say something.
On the social media behavior, I think WHO has something. I will ask Priya to look into it so that we can share with you. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Yeah.
So WHO will share with us what they have on social media behavior to guide all of us. And yeah, thank you. Presence at the big meetings. I think that one will rest on the maybe coordinating center can coordinate such. If we want to be present at the big meeting, we can any suggestions will go to the coordinating center, and we work with the coordinating center to make sure that we are present big time at the meeting. So I think the primary or the ground responsibility will rest on the coordinating center, but we will consult them with ideas on what we would like to probably do at a big meeting, and then they will help us behave properly. Yeah, at the meeting. Do we have any other points at the bottom here, Kingsley?
Richard, on meetings, I think you cannot show up. You can show up as a participant, but if you want to organize side meeting or something, you must submit an abstract of. So the coordinating center could also, in meetings, submit an abstract on the work of the coordinating center, for example. If it's accepted, then automatically you'll be given a room to organize a small workshop or what, and use that also to advance. So that's the way it goes. For WHO meetings, definitely there's one scheduled for March 2023. We look forward to seeing some of you there. The announcement for that meeting will go out hopefully by the end of the month. You may have to register in advance because of limited seating capacity. To be first come, first serve. We hope to have more space, but for now, we have some limited capacity for the meeting. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Kingsley, thank you for that information. Yes, so the coordinating center has a big role with the big meetings. Yes, flyers, posters, etc. I think a lot of it will come through the coordinating center, isn't it? And if you want to present posters at meetings, it will also rest on member labs as well, to help them in portraying the network properly. Organizing webinars on activities of the network. Who will be responsible for that? I think the coordinating center will have the primary responsibility, and then the member labs will support that. And so, having said this, I see that there's a lot of work for the coordinating center. We also have our roles, and then the partners. And the partners, yes, I think you should add the partners as well, with all the partners. And also for the big meetings too, the partners should be there. Up there, we shouldn't forget the partners. Yeah. Yes. So at least we've been able to put a sketch of something. It may not cover everything, but at least we have something we can work with. We can tidy it up nicely. So yeah. So for visibility, I think we have something on paper to guide Sarah and the coordinating center known for. We need to see how best they can do this, and probably they will need more capacity to be able to do this. And I think Kingsley wants his hand is up.
It's also the general public. Yeah, it's the general public. Some people go there. It's always good that we don't write too scientific, because majority of people who go on social media or website, they are not scientists. They just want to understand. So the content is always important, not hard science, but something that everyone can absorb. Yeah. Okay, so the general public, yes.
Okay, there's a second activity that we have. This we'll do it in 10 minutes. It's a quick one. It's about online reporting. How do we do it effectively? Because there's the idea that if we have an online approach to delivering the data, it will make putting it together easier, I mean, globally, so that that data is the same data that will help in updating the world maps that we use in our presentation and also in educating. But WHO should get that data complete. And so how do we do it so that we can report